The dashcam video recovered from the vehicle of slain radio broadcaster Percival Mabasa may lead police closer to identifying the suspects behind this ambush. To tell us more, here's Beatriz Pinlac reporting live. Hey.
Neil Police Colonel Restituto Arcangel, commander and spokesman of the Special Investigation Task Force for the case, said that the footage had captured suspicious motorcycle riding men near Lapid's car before he was gunned down. Gunshots were likewise heard in the video before the men, believed to be his assailants, fled the scene.
Sa pagtatanong ni Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, sinabi ni Espo noong September 15 at Jackson at iba pang krimen sa Pogo industry, wala na rin naitala ng krimen.
Bay?
Yes, Neil, Arcangel said that when they compared the dashcam video to the CCTV footage they had obtained along the route Lapid took during that night, they found that the clothing of the one driving the motorcycle had matched. He said that the police investigators already have a general description of the suspected shooter's features, but still have yet to pin down their identity. According to Arcangel, the dashcam footage has since been submitted to the Anti-Cybercrime Unit of the Philippine National Police for forensic examination. The PNP earlier vowed to bring justice for Lapid, a known critic of the Duterte and Marcos administrations, who was shot dead at the gate of a Las Piñas City village on Monday night. Interior Secretary Benjamin Abalos Jr. is offering a 500,000 peso reward to anyone who could provide valuable information on Lapid's killing. Businessman and lawyer Alex Lopez similarly offered a reward worth 1 million pesos to anyone who can give crucial leads that will bring authorities closer to identifying the perpetrators behind the radio man's murder. Back to you, Neil.
Bay, I remember your story on this a couple of days ago, and you mentioned a 24-hour deadline on this case. What are the angles that the authorities are looking at in regards to this case?
Actually, Neil, police said that they're exploring multiple motives or several other things that could have led to this killing. The killing could be personal or work-related, given that Lapid was known for his hard-hitting commentaries. As mentioned earlier, he was a fierce critic of the current and the former administration. But this is so far, Neil, inconclusive, since the investigation is still ongoing.
Bay, there have been a lot of concerns about the safety of journalists here in our country. You know about the statement made by the NUJP. Has Malacanang made any comments about this?
Actually, Neil, you're right. There has been a renewed call to stop media killings in the country, not just from journalists, but also lawmakers, other groups and organizations, and even foreign nations. Earlier, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin and Senior Deputy Executive Secretary Hubert Guevara visited Lapid's wake in Parañaque City, and there Bersamin relayed to Lapid's grieving family a message from the president, which is that the government is ready to help them. Notably, however, the president has not yet personally addressed this matter.
Okay, thanks, Bay. That's Beatriz Pinlac with her live report.
The evening of October 3, 2022, veteran Filipino journalist and radio commentator Percy Lapid, whose real name was Percival Mabasa, was assassinated in Las Piñas City as he drove home from his nightly broadcast. Known for his fiery criticism of corruption and abuse of power, Lapid had repeatedly called out high-ranking officials on his radio program, including the director of the Bureau of Corrections. His killing, carried out by a motorcycle-riding gunman, sent shockwaves across the Philippines and drew international condemnation. Investigators later alleged that the murder was carefully planned, with links tracking back to prison officials and incarcerated intermediaries. The case took a darker turn when a key inmate witness died under suspicious circumstances inside New Bilibid prison, intensifying public distrust. More than the death of single journalist, the killing of Percy Lapid became a stark symbol of the persistent dangers faced by media workers in a country where speaking to the power can still be a deadly act.
Meanwhile, ABS-CBN News acquires additional CCTV footage On the night of Percy Lapid's killing, the video revealed that the riding in tandem authorities believed to have gunned down Lapid hurried towards Alabang Zapote Road after the fatal ambush. The persons of interest were next seen avoiding the traffic buildup by counterflowing. The person of interest is noticeably seen wearing a pink jacket. Acting Southern Police District Director Police Colonel Kirby Kraft said the rapid movement of the vehicle made it difficult for the anti-cybercrime group to enhance the videos.
Mga sumunod na araw ay muli nakakuha po tayo ng mga CCTV footages na kung saan makikita natin tumatakas yung ating suspect. At malaking tulong ito sa ginagawa nating investigasyon nang sa ganon matukoy natin kung saan patungo o maaaring nagtago ito. Hanggang ngayon, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung backtracking natin dun sa mga CCTV kung saan nagtungo nga itong ating suspect.
On to more news, slain broadcast journalist Percy Lapid has been laid to rest. He was buried at the Manila Memorial Park on Sunday, 5 days after being gunned down in Las Piñas City. Family, friends, and supporters accompanied his remains in a procession from the funeral home to his final resting place. Lapid was known for his hard-hitting commentary, with some of his listeners even considering him a hero.
Si Sir Percy nagsasalita, parang siyang tutor sa bahay. He dissect every mga parts of the news. Pinapaliwanag niya hanggang sa maintindihan mo. Napakatapang. Sinasabi niya matapang siya. Pero yung tapang niya hindi yung galit na galit. Yung pagiging matapang niya parang may laman.
Wala na si Percy, tayo na si Percy. Pag hindi tayo nagsalita, patay na si Percy.
Mourners wore black T-shirts printed with Mabasa's face, the logo of his program Lapid Fire, and the words "Justice for Percy Lapid" on the back. Lapid's brother Roy Mabasa believes his brother's stand against corrupt officials, and his job led to his assassination.
Hindi po kami papayag na ang kaso ni Ka Percy ay mabilang lamang sa statistics. Nawa ang Pangulo ay marinig tayo. Ang hinihingi lang naman natin sa Pangulo ay pangunahan ang paglaban sa krimen na ito at lagyan, tuldukan.
The Philippine House of Representatives has offered a 5 million peso reward to anyone that can provide authorities with the information they need to catch Lapid's killers. House Speaker Martin Romualdez says the money came straight from the pockets of lawmakers who were deeply concerned about the killing and want the mastermind of the crime to be punished.
Upon checking and understanding this case of Percy Lapid, I have my personal critics, my personal knowledge in relate to the role of evidence, and as I sum it up with all the learnings that I have been gathering, so authorities investigating the killing of journalist Percy Lapid said they identified around 160 persons of interest but focused mainly on top officials in the Philippine prison system. In November, the Philippine National Police and the National Bureau of Investigation accused Bureau of Corrections Chief Gerald Bantag and Deputy Security Officer Ricardo Zulueta of arranging the murder through prison inmates. However, no formal court charges have yet been filed. So, upon understanding, it makes a lot of processing, and we know it is very hard to file a case or to make the case very fast. So it needs a lot of time, efforts, patience to a case to be solved. Investigator claimed that Mabasa was killed because of his continued radio exposes against Bantag. Evidence cited by authorities includes testimonies from a self-confessed gunman, statements from prisoners, Facebook messages, and bank records. Bantag and Zulueta both denied allegations, arguing that the investigation was biased and politically motivated. The case highlighted a large issue in the Philippines. While killings of journalists are common, justice is rare. Since 1986, only a small number of journalist killings have resulted in convictions, and it is unusual for alleged masterminds to be publicly identified. Mabasa's family has lived in fear since his death, avoiding public places and declining police protections. His background, growing up under the Marcos dictatorship, shaped his strong belief in press freedom. Throughout his career, he faced repeated lawsuits, job losses, and threats due to his critical reporting. After Mabasa's death, attention turned to serious problems within the prison system, including corruption, contraband, and abuse of power. Calls have grown for reforms, better protection of journalists, and a review of libel laws used to harass the media. So, number one, the very important, and I have listed 5 personal knowledge in relate to the role of evidence. Number 1, allegations versus proof. Authorities publicly accused Bantag and Zulueta, but no charges have been filed in court yet. Under the rule of evidence, accusations must be supported by admissible tested evidence, not just public statements. So this is very important to always be reminded with the rule of evidence, especially being admissible. Number 2, reliance on witness testimony. Much of the case relies on testimonies from inmates and a self-confessed gunman. Such witnesses may be considered less reliable because they could be influenced by fear, incentives, or self-interest. Courts usually require corroboration. Number 3, documentary and digital evidences. So as I have posted or included the video earlier, authorities cited Facebook messages and bank records, which can be strong evidence. So you can notice in the said broadcasting medias that there were CCTVs, the documentary, the pictures, the messages. Then, however, under evidence rules, there must be properly authenticated. So, like just I've said, it must be authenticated. It is very important in evidence that your document should be authenticated, because if not, it is inadmissible and irrelevant. So it can't be accepted to the court and shown to be directly linked to the accused, not merely suggestive. Number 4, presumption of innocence. Publicly naming suspect before trial risks violating the principle that a person is innocent until proven guilty. This may also affect the fairness of future court proceedings. Lastly, number 5, missing the chain of command. While gunmen and intermediaries are identified, proving the link to a mastermind requires a clear evidence showing order, intent, and control, which is often the hardest part under evidentiary rules. So, as I notice and appreciate the process of rule of evidence, I know it is very complicated and it's very hard to solve a case, especially like this. You are facing very strong government officials, and we all know that in the Philippines it is very hard to fight for justice. This will take a very long years to take, and as far as I know, until 2025, from the case of 2022, this case is still processing. They didn't show final case or final judgment because there are a lot of corruption happening. There are a lot of uncovering cases happened as I search and look for facts with regards this issue.
A suspect in the murder of Philippine broadcaster Percy Lapid shoots himself dead before authorities can arrest him. Jeff Caparas filed this report.
Ikaw, buksan yan. Ingat kayo dyan, baka bigla kayong waswasan dyan sa baba. Operatives from the Regional Special Operations Group of NCRPO were met with gunfire while serving the arrest warrant for Orly Mendoza, also known as Jake Mendoza, in Lipa City, Batangas at dawn on Sunday. The NCRPO says Mendoza was the alleged driver of the motorcycle used by the self-confessed gunman Joel Escorial during the killing of broadcast journalist Percy Lapid on October 3, 2022 at BF Resort Village in Las Piñas City. Authorities say Mendoza was under surveillance for 3 months before they served the warrant for his arrest. They added, Escorial confirmed Mendoza's participation in the assassination of the journalist.
He's actually in that area during the shooting incident as the driver of the motorcycle that they use. Yun ang participation niya. And of course, the planning. Together with the several accused in that incident.
But instead of surrendering peacefully, Mendoza resisted and took as hostages his own son and his partner.
Laban mo. Ganun lang yun. Usapan tayo, Jake.
The police, particularly yung mga SWAT, nakipag-negotiate yun for the release. But then the accused, the subject of the warrant of arrest ay nag-request ng barangay kapitan at the same time ng mga relatives niya.
After 4 hours of negotiation, the hostages were released.
Jake! Huwag mong gawin yung Jake! Subukan lang maayos. Jake, makinig ka sa akin, Jake. Jake, ako kapitan mo, Jake.
But despite authorities' plea, Mendoza did the unthinkable.
Pasok!
He was rushed to hospital but was declared dead on arrival.
Hindi pa man nakakababa dun sa hagdan, medyo mataas yung hagdan, ay nagputok na sa sarili. In front or as witnessed by yung mga kamag-anak niya na nag-negotiate noon at yung barangay captain mismo.
The NCRPO chief is disappointed that they will not be able to get information from Mendoza.
Alam mo yung battle ng police is to gain justice to the lalo-lalo na yung ating namatay na si Percy Lapid. Kung nandyan lang sana nakuha natin siya ng buhay, which is very careful yung ating mga police elements na nag-serve ng warrant, lalong-lalo na yung mga SWAT natin.
He dares the other suspects to surrender. Former Bureau of Corrections Chief Gerald Bantag, the one who supposedly ordered Lapid's assassination, remains at large.
Para mapatunayan nila na wala silang kasalanan, is kailangan humarap sila sa korte at ipaliwanag yung na iakusa sa kanila ang pagpatay dito sa Percy Lapid. Dapat sumuko na sila, including General Bantag.
ABS-CBN News tried to reach out to Mabasa's family and their counsel, but they have yet to reply.
In a significant development in the murder case of broadcaster Percy Lapid Mabasa, Denver Mayores, and an inmate at New Bilibid Prison was sentenced to 2 to 8 years after pleading guilty as an accessory to the murder. The Las Piñas Regional Trial Court recognized Mayores' involvement alongside former Bureau of Correction Chief Gerald Bantag and DSO Ricardo Zulueta. This follows the convictions of 3 Bilibid gang leaders, Aldrin Galicia, Alvin Labra, and Alfie Pañeredonda, also found guilty as accessories. Other inmates connected to the alleged middleman June Villamor have likewise been convicted. The Department of Justice continue to monitor the case against Joel Escorial, the alleged gunman who is seeking a reduced sentence and transfer before making his plea, expected in February 2024. These convictions represents a major step in the pursuit of justice for Lapid's murder, with the DOJ emphasizing its commitment to a fair and thorough legal process. To conclude this video and this case, I make a very short conclusion which shape and give me lessons to take about this kind of judicial proceedings. The killing of Percy Lapid highlights the extreme risk faced by journalists in Philippines and exposes serious weaknesses in the justice and penal systems. While authorities have identified key suspects, including high-ranking prison officials, and gathered evidence such as witness testimony, bank records, and digital communications, no formal charges have yet been filed, and the alleged masterminds remain unprosecuted. From a legal standpoint, the case underscores the importance of following the rule of evidence, with witness reliability, document authentication, and establishing a clear chain of command are crucial to securing convictions. The public accusation against Bantag and Zulveta, although serious, must still be tested in the court to uphold the presumption of innocence and ensure a fair trial. Beyond the courtroom, the case has sparked national debate about press freedom, prison reform, and the protection of journalists. Justice for Percy Lapid and for other journalists killed in the Philippines will depend on not only the proper legal proceedings but also on systemic reforms that address corruption, impunity, and the culture of violence against media workers. So that's all for my documentary and critic video for the Percy Lapid case. This is Yancy S. Lopecillo from CRI 415, code 5725 under Sir Vico G. Piodos. Thank you for watching and listening with me. May God bless us all and remain our justice here in the Philippines. Thank you.